it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What you get it?
I get it.
Welcome to episode 3. Episode 3 of the What Did You Think podcast.
3 down. I'd say about 2 more to go.
At least 2 more to go. You know,
do you want to on air do the math? See how many more episodes we have this season. Let's do the math.
First of all, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so
let's do the math. You be interesting while I look up a calendar. All right.
You know, we have a lot of haters out there. Okay. No. If you are watching or listening to this, we have a Spotify or we have a YouTube or we have Apple Podcasts. You know, those should all be interlinked, okay? But if you're just an audio only listener, that's fine. But if you want to see our glorious faces, head over to YouTube and check it out and subscribe, of course. As for Spotify, of course, just, you know, tell your family, friends, pastors, therapists, pets, dealers, did I say pharmacists already?
You could say it again.
Pharmacists. Or I'm waiting on you to get your math ready.
Oh, I've had it.
Okay.
We're gonna have 7 episodes this season. This will be our 3rd.
Wait, really? Only 7? Like 7 more?
7 total. We started in the middle of November.
Okay, hold up. What movies are you thinking?
I'm just saying. I just counted the number of weeks in the year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right. 7. We got 7.
We got 7.
Wow, man. Season 1. It feels like it was just 2 days ago when we started this whole thing.
It does feel like we recorded these 2 days ago and today, but you know, we actually recorded them the minute they go up, so it's all in our heads.
Season 1, we got many good memories. Remember
it smells
that
like something
time
in my
when
house is on fire, by the way.
Huh?
So if I have to, it smells like something in my house is on fire. So if I have to deal with that midway through the episode, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the warning.
Can I actually go check on that?
You can go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So me and Cameron watched a movie last night. Or no,
we did.
No, we watched it today. Like an hour
ago. Yeah.
Before we get into that, did I tell you the story, the unfortunate story of my Star Wars poster?
No.
Okay. Well, I can kind of demonstrate this for you. All right. So this is my, as you can see, this is my gaming setup. All right.
Right.
So
for audio listeners, it is a screen. There you go. Continue.
So my back is like this. Okay. And I'm playing my video game. I don't know what I'm playing, but I get upset. All right. And I had like a really cheap, okay, I kid you not, like $5 headset on my desk beside of me. Well, I get it. And I just straight up, I get so ticked, I just turn around, I throw it as hard as I can against my wall without thinking that, like a similar poster to this, I have a Japanese Empire Strikes Back poster.
Yeah, it's really cool too.
Yeah, it's super sick. So I hit it, and the whole frame gets destroyed. It, like, glass goes everywhere, and audibly, I just like start yelling. I'm like, "Oh crap! Get the dog!" Like I'm yelling at Sarah because you know. But I was like, "Don't let Maya get over here." So Sarah like had to pause her show, and she's now yelling. She's yelling at me, and she's holding the dog. So I get on my shoes, and I'm like, I'm picking up all these shards of glass. I'm like, man, this is not good. Well, long story short, you know, I basically threw all the glass away. Okay. And unfortunately, this is the potion that my friend Riley got me for my birthday a few years ago. Ugh, dude.
So is the paper, like, is it just the frame?
Paper was fine. And like, flash forward to present day, we have a new frame for it now. But I go to put on my shoes the next day at work, and I feel something really sharp in my shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? I pull out a long shard of glass in my shoe that I am shocked I did not cut my I did not impale my foot because the
Right.
thing went right in between the toes, the big toe
Right.
and then the middle toe. But luckily my sock was there as a trampoline, so it was just like a whoop, and I was like, whoa there, cowboy.
Yeah.
So uh anyways, speaking
Moral of the
of
story: wear socks.
wear socks,
Wear
even when you
socks.
shower, when you sleep.
Yeah.
No. Speaking of segues, uh, we saw a movie tonight,
We did.
and that movie was called.
It was called The Menu.
It was The Menu.
The
You
Menu.
guys have been begging us for that. No,
Dude, this has been our most requested video
by
since
us.
probably the last one.
Me and
It was
Cameron have been
directed.
requesting this video for such a long time.
Indeed. It was directed by Mark Mylod, known for Succession, Game of Thrones, Shameless, among other things.
He directed a movie with Chris Evans in it. It's like,
Yeah.
What's Your Number or something.
And that's how you know it's a successful director. Yeah.
I know him from Succession and some Game of Thrones. So I had okay, you and me are really hyped for this. You can say the cast. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we were really hyped for performances from Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, and a podcast regular, Chau. This is the second time
a regular from the podcast. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her from the episode we did on the whale. If you haven't seen that, you should. Maybe one of these days we'll have her on. I'll see what I can do with my contacts.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway,
if we could get any celebrity on, I would want it to be her.
Right.
We need to get a leaderboard, right here. We'll green screen it. This is future, of course. This is post season 1.
Yeah.
We'll have a leaderboard of the most episodes celebrities have been in. So
right.
That'd be
that'll be really easy to keep track of for sure.
Super easy.
And definitely not annoying. Definitely won't get old after the first time.
Right. Yeah, so she's in that. And I know me and Cameron are really excited for this. Because okay, were you really excited? I was really excited.
I would say I was more excited than you were.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I hid my excitement, I will say.
Well, the fact that you were able to contain it shows you were not as excited as I was.
And that's fair. I think we both saw similarities to Ready or Not in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. And Would You Rather, if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both. There's something about Ready or Not, I think, is legitimately good. Would You Rather is arguably
it's
fine.
Okay.
But it's something about those horror movies, not even because those aren't horror, but
the death game stuff.
That I love that stuff. That is my favorite thing ever.
Which leads us into our episode for today, Squid Game.
Well, Squid Game, yeah, it's normal people put in a situation of life or death,
right?
How they go about it. And I know you don't like Saw. Have you even seen Saw?
I've not seen Saw, no.
The first Saw is the only one you should really watch if you are gonna watch them. And it's just, but that's more just torture stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that can just get
old.
But there's another Korean one called Korean death game called Alice
in Borderland.
Yeah, dude.
I've never seen that, but I want to.
Say what you want about them. All right. They're corny. Yes.
They're good.
They're goofy.
That's what I would say about it. They're really good.
They are good. They make you laugh. Well, I don't know if they make you laugh, but it's I
don't know how much I was laughing at Squid Game.
There's always an intensity level though with those, especially with Squid Game and a lot of these things. It's yeah, we have a main character, so we really don't fear for the main character's life, especially in a TV series or even a movie till towards the end. But it's still very there has to be weird stuff going on for it also. for us to keep us guessing. Like we may know that our main character's not going to die, but with Squid Game only being one winner, it really is interesting because you know.
I actually don't know if that was the case with Squid Game. I think that's a misconception people get a lot. They never said that only one person could win. And a lot of people in the show itself assume that multiple people can. I think it's just whoever survives the game, because
That's
Squid
true.
Game itself is a team game. It's
Okay.
possible for teams to survive.
You know what? And that's true. And also, in one of the episodes, there's a husband and wife that decided to play, which also stupid on them.
Very stupid. Only send one of them. I've said that since day one.
That's so dumb.
Or whatever day I came across that episode. Like, don't. Okay.
It was the Marbles episode. The spoilers for Squid Game. If
Squid
you haven't
Game,
seen it.
yeah.
But it's the Marbles episode when they have to get paired up with each other, and the loser dies.
You can give them the benefit of the doubt by both showing up at the start. Okay, nobody knew what they were getting into.
Sure.
Both of them signing back up is so stupid. Is so stupid.
Oh, so yeah. Like Cameron, we should be in Squid Game, bro.
We should start a podcast.
We should host our own.
Yeah.
We get friends and family to participate.
Yeah.
That was dumb. But anyways, this is a death game type movie. Not to be confused with I was gonna say Death Note. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure what my connection
The Simpsons
was
made
with.
a Death Note parody.
I need to watch it. I
need to watch it too.
Interesting, but I don't.
It was
watch
animated by the people who I don't either. It was animated by the people who animated Death Note, or at least one of the studios that worked on it.
What is it on?
Probably Disney Plus.
Well, I want to watch it. I know Riley saw it, and he's seen some Simpsons. He's seen more Simpsons than I have. And he said like some jokes of like what characters represent other characters. As like a joke in the show. It's funny because of what character it is. But since I only literally know Bart, and Homer, then
Homie. I feel like I haven't seen it either, but I feel like I could just from like being alive, I could kind of piece it together why stuff is supposed to be funny.
Sure.
I
think like what other like adult animated shows would make a good Death Note parody? Because can you imagine like American Dad?
Dude, I just hey Lois, Dad, I got the Death Note.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill is yeah, no, yeah.
I was thinking of Standing.
No, I was thinking of King of Queens. King of Queens with Kevin James.
Kevin James as an anime protagonist. Oh,
I got the Death Note. Oh,
he's on his Segway. Yeah. For our audio viewers, I did the Segway maneuver.
Yeah, from Fortnite. Segway did a collaboration with Fortnite. And they made it a traversal emote where you ride a Segway.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Anyways, so we saw the menu. Cameron, I'm excited. I was excited for this because I love Succession.
I was too.
All time.
The main reason I was excited
yeah.
was because of we got to do an episode on this too. But High School Musical, the series. One of the actors
seen one
from that,
season.
Well, when season 4 comes out, because it has been greenlit, we can do an episode on the series.
Okay, you know what's so funny though is because I love season 1, and I watched the first episode of season 2 and was like, nah, this is not it. Okay, the only other episode of season 2 I've seen is the finale, and if anything, it made me just like not care for it. I mean, it was still good.
Okay. We have to do an episode on it because I have so much to say. That might be our longest episode. I have so much to say about it, dude. We got to do an episode. I'll convince you. Hey, put it in the comments below. Request High School Musical.
The second most requested video is by us again.
Yeah.
No. Well, with High School Musical, the series took like a year and a half for season 2 to come out.
That was because of COVID.
I remember, was it during COVID?
Yeah.
Because they released season 3 like 3 months after season 2 finished.
Season 1 came out with Disney Plus in 2019. They greenlit season 2 before Disney Plus was even available to be watched. And then COVID hit, because like Disney Plus came out November 2019, right?
Sure.
Something like that. So that whole next year was COVID, so they couldn't really be working on season 2.
I see.
And yeah,
man, that's crazy. Well,
but yeah, the robotics teacher from High School Musical is a character is in this. It was nice seeing him on the big screen.
And I had a Succession character as well in this.
Yeah.
As long as with the director. So yeah, our interest was peaked if you can't tell. And if you can't tell why, I should say. Well, we can we'll just go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, what'd you think, Ben?
Dude, this is such a fun watch. It's so great. Just it's like we said, it's corny. You know, it's kind of cringy sometimes. On purpose, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially like there's one table that's like so. Well, can you want to read the synopsis so they know what it is?
Sure. And we'll let you know when we're getting into spoilers, but that's not yet. A young couple travels to a remote island to eat in an exclusive restaurant where the chef prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises.
And the surprises are shocking. So,
yes,
dude,
let's just say this meal is to die for.
We missed the perfect like joke. We're like, Cameron, what's on the menu for today? And then you would have said the movie and everything. But of course,
I think we have different definitions of perfect.
We little minds. So anyways, yeah, so I love this a lot. This was so much fun. A lot of solid jokes. You know, I think a majority of the jokes really do hit, and it's very intense at times. Like I found myself like sitting up a little bit while like some things are going on. And it's just by the end of the movie I was like because I wasn't too sure about it in the beginning, to be honest. Took me a little bit to get into, but I think when they finally get to the restaurant, I think I start like getting into it a bit more. So yeah, Cameron, what did you think?
You know, I don't know what it was about this movie. From the first seeing the trailer for the first time, I was thinking constantly, I have to see this. I have to see this immediately. And that level of excitement never drifted off, even though the trailer came out really long time ago. Like I've been at a standard, like a constant level of excitement. And then when I was in the movie, I was like, oh my word, this movie's longer than like this isn't just a trailer that I'm going to see forever. This is actually a movie. And so I was excited. So I started at a higher level of excitement than normal. I don't even know why. And then that kept me, that only got higher throughout the movie. It was really, really good. Um, I'm not gonna say it's perfect. In fact, I do have some things that I don't really like about it, some things I would have done differently. But something that I think a almost fatal flaw in this movie, which we'll get into in the spoiler section.
Wow. I'm clenched up. I need to rephrase my words a bit more. I'm on the edge of my seat, I should say.
Yeah. But other than those minor issues, this was really fun.
Yeah. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows what it is. It knows what it's doing. It's like, well, it's goofy, dude. It's hilarious, and it's so this seems like such a weird movie for Anya Taylor-Joy to be in. Like,
I don't think so.
I absolutely.
She was in
so.
New Mutants.
Okay. I've not seen New Mutants.
I have.
So I don't know how bad it is. I've only heard the stories.
I mean, it's like I think it was overhated because it was a very popular thing to just demolish any X-Men movie that came out at the time. and then it was also delayed by like 2 years, and so like the marketing budget had to be more expensive than the actual movie itself.
Man.
And like,
And didn't it like change directors like 5 times?
yeah, it literally was impossible to do well. And I watched it the other day, and it was like, okay, it was like, it was slightly better than Morbius. It's
Wow.
not a high standard.
And that's hard to do.
Not really. But I will say it. What it doesn't have in story or acting or characters or writing, it makes up for with some really, really cool visual effects. Like, it has some really awesome visual effects so cool. If Anya Taylor-Joy character from the New Mutants just showed up in an MCU movie, I would not be upset.
Really?
She looks really cool in the movie.
That's cool. Well, with that being said, we're not talking about New Mutants. The reason I point that
That's
out
for
is because
next episode.
I think she does more. I don't want to say indie work, but she does a lot more like indie
Dramatic
work.
stuff.
Yeah, like exactly. She does. Like she was in Robert Eggers' new movie, The Northman. And she wasn't she in Emma?
That one movie we watched. Yeah, she was Emma.
She was
She
Emma.
was in Queen's Gambit.
Queen's
There
Gambit.
was what's that one that everyone was super excited for, and then everyone fell asleep during?
Bro,
New
Last Night
Amsterdam
in
or whatever.
Soho. Oh,
Oh
Amsterdam.
no,
Yeah.
Amsterdam.
Last Night
Yeah,
in Soho she was in. I was disappointed by that, but
I
she's
want to
still
see
really
that.
good in
I
it.
still want to see that.
We should watch it together.
She was just as uninterested as everyone else in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
including the audience, dude.
Dude, what a terrible movie. And people are gonna love it because of Christian Bale.
People don't like it. It's not
Well,
popular.
I know they don't like David O. Russell.
They don't like the director because he did bad stuff.
Yeah.
And actually kind of weird bad stuff.
Bad stuff.
They that is being translated into conspiracy theories that the actors only signed on to sabotage the movie, which I do not believe. But
hold on, Isaac's calling me right now.
Isaac.
Hey, Isaac.
Hey, man.
What's up, dude?
Just wanted you to know, because I always like to update you what they're saying, but Dad was running a fever, so they went ahead and took him to the hospital again.
All right.
So, yeah. Also, I've never debated more in my life than that moment to get a Be Real.
What?
A legendary photo of me in the hallway taking a picture of me pogging with all of these all of these ambulance people with this giant chair hoarding up Dad or whatever.
And you're in the background dabbing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like to complete the photo, I purposely go and get my Xbox headset and put it on.
Okay, thanks for telling me. Like I was saying, she was in Last Night in Soho, but yeah, we were saying we should watch it. Okay. This just seems like a weird role for her to get, but also Mark Mylod Mylod. Mark. We're so twinning out right now. I guess he hasn't made a lot of stuff, so I really don't know. And I mean, she did fine in it. I didn't have an issue with her. I thought she was good.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's
not my favorite.
I still think she has the best American accent of the British actors.
She's British?
Yes.
Huh. She doesn't have the best though.
Who does? Tom Holland?
Charlie Cox?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's Daredevil, mate. That's not him. That's not what he does.
I think he's good, but Anya Taylor-Joy has
Jessica Henwick is British from Iron Fist and from Glass Onion. The Asian woman, Colleen Wing. Does that ring a bell?
No. I haven't seen Iron Fist.
Okay. Well, then it wouldn't matter to you.
I stand with it. When we get Anya on the next episode, we'll tell her what we think.
We'll ask Chau We'll ask Chau her opinion on this.
We'll have her and Anya on the episode.
The menu, which the movie is constantly reminding you is the title. It's like, this is the menu. It's like, yes. Really great. I would like to point out, we're saying this is really great. You have to have the appropriate mindset going into it.
No, that's so.
It is
because like
it is not really
I think
great.
on Letterboxd I'm gonna have
It's
this
really
like
great.
higher than the whale, but no, I'm kidding. I have them both at dude.
I gave this a I don't do numbers on the podcast.
Yeah,
but
neither do I. Well, I'll cut that out. I'll cut that out.
I'm leaving it in. I'm gonna go back and paste it back in.
Well, no, I really love this, and we are making it out to be like it is a cinematic masterpiece.
You have to go into it. You have to go into it expecting it to be what it is, which is two things: silly and goofy. Okay, those are the two things that it is.
Have a good time with it.
If you take it seriously, I'm sure it's fine. Like, but you have to take it as seriously as the movie does, maybe even a little less so. The movie doesn't take itself super seriously, but like, there's still a point to it. But like, I've seen a review already on Letterboxd. I had to translate it from German, I think, but they were like, "Oh, I bet all the writers would give themselves a pat on the back. This is for people who took one psychology class and think they know everything there is to know about everything. They think they're so deep." And I'm like, "Did we watch the same movie?" Like,
dude, definitely not. You're right though. But it like what he said, that's so stupid. No, because it's not. They make fun of that. Like it's satirical. Some of it is. It's so in the movie. This is not a spoiler. There was a couple, or they work together. They're food critics, okay, but they represent like the pretentious movie reviewers, anything reviewers, okay. They say the most vague things with just big words, and act like they know everything about it, okay. Like the movie knows what they're addressing with that, okay, because and I think it's perfect. I was cracking up each time they would say something, because also it's done so well to like you're very annoyed at what they're saying,
right?
Like because it's so stupid. uh and speaking of like getting annoyed with people, Nicholas Hoult, great actor, but his character in this, it's done on purpose. His character in this is so annoying, dude. I cannot stand him. But and we'll get more into that with the spoiler section to come. But as everyone does a great job.
It's intentional, annoying on purpose.
Everything in this is done intentional.
I don't know why. Every time I see him in a movie, I don't think he's done anything with Big Bang Theory, but I just think about Sheldon Cooper. Every time I see him on screen.
I can't wait till we get Jim Parsons, and
I can't wait for our spoiler alert. Yeah,
the Smurfs episode.
Whose idea was it to cut out the Smurf subplot? All right, I want to speak with them.
Anyways, this is a very well edited movie as well. It's, dude, such a great, like, I would say perfect time frame. Like it does not go, to me, I did not feel if it was dragging at all. Like I said, the beginning part, it took me a little long, like a little bit to get into, but when it picked up and when it started, I was in it all the way. My seatbelt was fastened. My chair at the Regal was inclined all the way to where you're basically laying flat. I was in it for the long haul. And that's just in compliments of the editing. It's done very well, and it's done like it's a Food Network TV show sometimes, where each dish has its like like the 360 shot of it, and it's like the title of the dishes in the corner with the ingredients. It's just creative. It's a good idea. I've not seen anything like, I mean, I've seen something like this, but in the, like, I don't want to say genre because that's not right, in the theme of what it is, of like it being like a killer restaurant.
Yo, that restaurant was killer
restaurant. But other than that, I think the score was pretty great too. I didn't have any issues with it. It just kind of,
it didn't stick out to me per se.
I was noticing it. It was really nice, stringy as well. But it was just enough to like add more intensity to each scene, because there's definitely a level of discomfort watching this.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
I would say I disagree with you on the pacing front, and that I kind of think it, especially towards the end, it went too fast, and that I wish it was longer, because it's only an hour and 40 minutes, and I think this could have been another 10, maybe 15 minutes longer.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have loved it if it was, but I'm just saying what we got. I didn't have an issue if it felt fast at all. Because again, this movie takes place pretty much at one spot.
It's a bottle episode for sure.
And there's only so much you can do with this whole set that they were on. And I think what they did with it is really good, really creative, especially this, like, the ending scene is just super engaging. It's just a lot of fun and just kind of dark to watch. But with that, Cameron, what are your thoughts? Your sum it up. Sum it up.
All right. If you're wanting to have a fun, engaging experience for the next hour and 40 minutes of your life, go ahead, buy a ticket, and sit down at the menu, which will feed you a platter of excitement, thrill, and a bit of blood on the side. What'd you think, Ben?
I hope you're hungry for laughs. Ha ha ha. Some food and some death. All right, we are in our spoiler section.
Spoiler review.
Spoiler.
Do the alarm you did. Do the alarm. Wee woo, wee woo. Whoa. Sounds like we just threw R2-D2 out a window. But this is the part of our spoiler section where we're going to go off on a tangent long enough for you to leave the video or turn off the podcast before we get into actual spoilers. So
that's true. Pause right here, go watch the movie, and come back when you're
go watch the movie. And while you're logging off, I will show the video viewers, and Ben will describe to the audio viewers this.
Is that two toys or is that one? Oh, whoa. Okay. I don't know. So it's like, what kind of toy is that?
It's like it's like rubber duck material.
So it's like a rubber duck material toy, except it's Garfield waving at you, but another Garfield is like coming out of his body.
It's not another Garfield. As you can see, it's just a Garfield with two heads.
It's like Siamese twins, but just Garfield.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Add that to the collection. Put it on top of the mystery machine.
If you insist. But yeah, so that's been enough time for people to leave. So let's get into real spoilers.
Well, I'll start off the spoiler section with the spoiler. Okay.
All right.
Everyone dies at the end.
Almost, yeah.
Except for one person. But her fate is undecided as well.
I mean, in like a existential, philosophical, everyone dies kind of way, yeah.
Well, I mean, her boat does die in the middle of the water.
Boats have radios on them.
True. Also, assuming somebody would see the fire,
Yeah.
they would. Okay, well, let's explain this. Okay, let's explain how we got here. In order to answer this question, we need to answer another question.
What
How does
happened
it
in
start?
the movie? That's my question. I fell asleep.
So it starts off with a guy named Tyler, played by Nicholas Hoult, and his new girlfriend named Margot,
That we,
played by
at least who we think is his girlfriend.
yes, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and he has invited her to go with him to this remote island where this very famous chef and a very amazing chef is hosting a multi-course meal for just 12 guests. And of course, her being a girlfriend, she said yes. It was expense paid for. Why not?
She's not his girlfriend.
Were they not dating?
Did you not catch that?
Well, okay. In the beginning of the movie, we're believed that they're together.
Right.
Okay. Because I don't know if she was she a prostitute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. I figured. Anyways, with certain like things that are mentioned, but anyways, so
He hired her to come.
Yes. Well, we don't know that now. We don't know that now. So they get on this boat and they travel over to this island, to this restaurant called Hawthorne. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go over to this restaurant called Hawthorne, and there they meet some of the other guests and are instructed to sit down at their table. But something strange happens. So, Cameron, take it from here.
All right. So something unexpected happens. They start eating food, but it's weird food, and the staff is acting really weird, and there's a lot of weird rules and weird doors, and you're like, okay, this is pretty creepy. And as the time goes on, as the meal progresses, more and more weird things happen until, was it the fourth course, where
Where
they
the
lay
sous
out
chef.
the sous chef. They lay out a mat, and everyone's like, "Ooh, theatrics, my favorite." And then the guy, he's like, "Hello, I am sous chef. I am bad to cook." And then he kills himself. He puts a gun in his mouth, and he's like, "Uh-oh," and then, "Uh-oh, spaghetti-o." But there was no spaghetti-o.
No
Just a dead
spaghettios.
guy.
It was
Just a dead guy.
bloody-os.
The bloody-os, yes. Yeah, and then that's when people are like, maybe something's up. So over the course of the movie, it gets worse and weirder, and more people. It starts being more dangerous. Some more people die, and what's interesting is there's a reason he had to hire the girl to come instead of just inviting a girl. It's because he originally did invite a girl, and we find out that getting invited to this event was a multiple month process of like intense interviews and like knowing this person and stuff, talking with the chef. And so by him switching out his date last minute, he ruined that part of the night. And so the chef has to keep bringing the new girl back and interviewing her, seeing what kind of person she is, seeing if she's a giver or a taker. But they're like, oh man. And during these conversations, we find out the dessert or the final course of the meal will result in everyone dying on the island as a symbolic, conceptual kind of conclusion to the meal, to the menu. And so it's about that situation unfolding.
Yeah. And through like a series of events, since we find out everyone's gonna die. That's what the menu is. Everyone has to die in order for this perfect menu to play out. But he's already built it around this girl that was going to be coming with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the chef still has some empathy, some, very little, for Margot. Because he was like, you're not supposed to be here. You should have left, type thing. And we're like, well, I mean, how could she have known? Whatever. But we find out that Nicholas, I almost said Nicholas Braun. That's not him. That's another Succession actor. Okay, I'm sorry. Speaking of which, Zoom, not Zoom. They're making a Sky High 2.
I know.
With Nicholas Braun.
Really?
Yes. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay. Well, watch Succession. He's in that. He's in Sky High. He's also in Minutemen. Did you watch Minutemen?
No, I did not.
Okay, it's perfect. Watch it.
Okay.
But anyways, we find out that it needs to be 2 people in order to come to this dinner, this experience. So of course he pays a prostitute to come with him, and he also knows that they are going to die at the end of this, and he is fully prepared to do this. But his selfishness, of him just wanting to be a part of this, was okay with just killing this girl. So, the chef wants to humiliate him and asks him.
This was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going or?
No, go ahead.
So, one thing that's important that I think we should bring up is he hasn't killed any of the guests yet. All the people that have died have been people from the restaurant company, like either serving staff or like business owners or stuff like that. And so, what I think is the best part is because right about the time in the movie where the boyfriend's shtick of being a food snob to the point where none of this phases him, right around the time that starts getting old is when they change it up and the chef asks him, since he's such a snob and since he knows everything, to cook a meal. And when he doesn't do it well, the chef tells him how bad of a cook he is, and then that guy of his own doing goes into the back and hangs himself, which I think was a great way to end off his character and at the perfect time, because it kind of it doesn't let that get old, and it also raises the stakes because it's like, oh, so they're just killing anyone now, like we don't know we don't know what his plans are for everyone to die and stuff like that.
Exactly. And I going off what you said, really enjoyed that. It's like putting reviewers in their place, because it is easy for us to bash movies, you know what I mean? And talk crap about them and talk crap about vengeance.
Yeah.
But at least BJ Novak made something. You know what I mean?
BJ Novak's gonna come to your house, which I will dox in the next episode.
We are reusing jokes like crazy.
It's not a reuse if it's a reference.
That's true.
It rewards loyal viewers. But yeah, he's gonna have you make a movie at gunpoint and then tell you it's bad when you're done.
I'm gonna go hang myself with my tie. So yeah, he does that. He goes and he kills himself. Also kind of just jumping around here. A very fun part I also had is when Margot sneaks into the chef's house.
Which she's able to get out because this chef has grown a liking to her, and he lets her leave the house to go complete a task.
Yeah, he said, go get this barrel from this like smokehouse thing, which is like,
and you keep explaining what you were going to say, but this is where the fatal flaw came in for me, and I'll tell you about it.
Really?
Yeah.
So she sneaks into this chef's house, and she goes into what is presumably the master bedroom. This is where he sleeps. And in his master bedroom, it is literally a full-on dining room and kitchen.
It's a replica of the restaurant
with a bed in it, though. Yeah. Like that's just the only difference. Just showing, and this could be a bunch of different things. It could show how dedicated to his craft he is, or how his hobby / like job has just completely become him, and he is the job now, to where He mentions he has 1 day off. Like, so this is literally him, and it's just swallowed him up whole. Could say a lot of things there. And then she sees this metal door that she is curious about. And she, wants to get inside, but someone's behind her. Who is it, Cameron?
It's our favorite
Hong
Chau.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast.
She is jealous. She thinks that the chef likes her.
She's one of the wait staff.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the wait staff of the chefs. She'd be like a hostess.
She's one of the employees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I shouldn't have fact checked you.
You know what? It's okay. I forgive you.
We'll let it slide.
I'll let it slide. Me.
No.
I'm letting it slide.
I'll allow it. I'll allow you.
For me to let slide and you to be sliding. You are the one who's sliding. I'm letting you. All right.
Okay. And they have some fight, and Margot ends up killing Hong Chau, our friend of the podcast. So, yeah. Rest in peace, Hong. Anyways, Cameron, go ahead and say what you disliked.
Okay.
Well, no, let me finish the scene.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
She gets the key. She goes, unlocks the door, and she sees a bunch of picture frames of like him, as you can see, like gradually like getting up in the ranks as a chef. How he started off as a fry cook at some like burger joint and became like a head chef of a few restaurants. And then she finds just a radio to where she calls for help. And then that's when the scene ends.
Yeah. Fatal flaw. That burger joint, that I first of all, I like that whole thing. I like where it leads to. I like all that stuff, which we can get into here in a bit. The burger joint on the picture frame, he had an employee of the month plaque. The burger joint was called Hungry Howie's. That's already a restaurant, and they don't sell burgers. That's a pizza place.
Cameron, why does that matter?
That ripped me so far out of the movie.
Okay, I was never heard of Hungry Howie's.
It exists. There used to be one. It doesn't. It was closed. But they're still up in Michigan, as far as I can tell from their website.
There's other places.
That ripped me so far out of the movie. I was taken out of my seat, led down the hall, and put on train tracks and let a train run over me.
I was wondering what all that noise was when
I could not handle thinking of the fact that somebody would call Hungry Howie's a burger joint.
Cameron.
And then
Cameron,
the end of the movie relies on it. Oh my, dude.
Okay, so Hungry Howie's sounds like a Midwest thing, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's a local thing, even. Okay.
I've never heard of it. It doesn't exist.
What I'm saying is that why would this type of movie decide, hey, let's choose a local.
Okay, let's use your line of thinking. Okay, let's use your line of thinking. Say Menards, also only a Midwestern thing.
No, you can't do you can't do Menards because Menards is too big of a thing, too big of a franchise.
It's only in the Midwest.
Long's Donuts.
It's like Long's Shake. No, it's not like Long's.
No, Cameron. Long's. No, you're dumb. No, it's like Long's Donuts. Okay,
it's not. Long's
Donuts. We know what Long's Donuts have, but it's
that's a family-run business.
Some Hollywood movie.
All I'm saying is they should have done their research. All I'm saying is
that you're stupid. Hungry Howie's, bro. Whatever. What would you want?
This movie's a 2. This movie's a 2 out of 50.
Hungry Hurley's.
It should have been called a different restaurant. Worst show, worst movie. I hated the movie.
Wow.
Okay. Putting that aside.
L of a human. Continue.
Putting that aside, I really like the scene. And because it ties into the main issue that one thing that I don't like, that I think that is a common failing of a lot of these death game things, is the people running the death games, their motivations don't always line up. Spoilers for a few death games, all of which like any of the death games that we mentioned at the start are the ones I'm going to be talking about. So yeah. Most importantly, in my opinion, Would You Rather, the guy running that is just evil. Like he's just evil.
No,
Like
like
that's
no reason why. He's just
his motivation is, oh, I have money. You don't. You want some? Well, you're gonna have to stab a guy. Like there's no overarching motivation. Squid Game,
also
they
wait.
try.
Why wouldn't they like? There was no rules on how you had to stab the person in the leg. Like
That well, I mean, they talk about that in the movie. They
what
say
I'm
you gotta like you have to be careful where you stab because you might hit an artery, and they're like, okay, I'll be careful, and then they stab and they hit
and
an
then the
artery.
girl just straight up kills the grandma, the one that wouldn't feel the pain.
No, that's who she
Anyways,
stabbed. That's who she stabbed to get the artery.
that's what I'm saying is like you could have avoided death there.
That was the point. They tried and failed.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
my bad.
I'm the expert anyway.
You are.
Yeah, she was like, and then in Squid Game, more spoilers. It's like, oh, I'm rich and I want to know what it's like to see poor people kill each other, so I'm gonna set up a game. Like it's just evil people doing evil things for evil reasons. With
Typically, the
this,
root of it too is money. Like,
right?
I think even with Alice in Borderland, okay, Alice in Borderland's more sci-fi because they're transported to this world.
Mhm.
So they really don't have a choice but to compete.
Right.
Versus like, what we mentioned with like Squid Game and Would You Rather, it's always about money. And this is not. This is the opposite. He even says
This is just
clearly this is not
he
about
doesn't want
money.
his money. This is just this is a guy who has lost a love for his craft after chasing fame and success, and he blames not only himself but the culture surrounding it, and so he wants to literally, conceptually, and physically, like conceptually and literally burn it to the ground because he doesn't like what this culture has made him become. And that's what the frame is showing, like the plaque is showing, like his most that picture of him, his employee of the month thing at Hungry Howie's is is the
Justice
is
for
like
Howie.
his most prized possession. It has the biggest plaque. Has its own desk and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I like that, how the bad guy had different intentions than
Yeah.
just I want to see poor people fight.
Because no one in this is poor. I mean, probably
Right.
except for Margot, but
Yeah.
like,
I mean, she had that $10 bill, so
she
she's
did have
not.
that $10 bill. And then we have a great finale of this movie where she, first of all, she stands up and because he's about to just kill everybody, he mentions, all right, like plate in 5 minutes. Also, I gotta say, let me publicly apologize on the pod, Cameron. I'm sorry if I was talking too much during the movie, especially about food and the stuff that they were doing. Uh, I want you to know I held myself back quite a bit, especially because some phrases he was using was actually incorrect. So
Really?
you're supposed to call for hands when the plate is done, and that's when they take it out to the table. But I digress.
Maybe it was like a Breaking Bad scenario where they got the details wrong on purpose so people wouldn't try to recreate it.
Oh wait, methamphetamine, you mean?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
They're like, oh, I don't want someone running an evil restaurant. Better mix up some terminology.
good. But I know I know with like the first 10 minutes of the movie, I leaned over to him. I was like, they use egg white to create the froth there or whatever. I
I
was like,
remember that. I mean, for every time you did that, I probably leaned over twice and pointed out when they would say the word menu. So, it wasn't one-sided.
true. Okay. Well, anyways, the ending is great. She says she
Mhm.
sends the food back. You're not supposed to do that here.
You're not.
He claps once and holds everybody. She sends the food back and she says she's not hungry because they're serving some not fancy food that people are lying to themselves about how good it is. And she's like, "Give me a cheeseburger." Well,
Mhm.
sends him back to his Hungry Howie days.
His
Um,
Hungry Howie days.
his Hungry Howie Mandel days, and makes a pretty good cheeseburger.
Yeah, and
Solid.
he's like actually enjoying it.
The first
He's
time we
like,
see him actually smile in the movie is when
yeah.
he gives her the cheeseburger.
Mhm.
Which how good did the burger look?
It didn't look that
It
amazing.
seemed really juicy, I gotta say. Did
Like
you notice that?
it did seem overly juicy. It seemed like it. I mean, like it looked like any old Five Guys employee could outdo him.
Probably. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do better.
It
But
didn't look like the good kind of juicy. It looked like runny.
it looked like if I were to grab the bun, that my fingers would like, yeah, exactly. I feel like I'd be having like gooey bread all over my plate, and I'd be like, oh. But
there's also like,
you know, if you're keto, just take it off. You'd be fine. Our keto audience out there, you know, you can't forget about you. So, she takes a bite of the burger. She's like, you know what? My eyes are bigger than my stomach. Something me and Cameron cannot relate to.
For Anya Taylor-Joy, probably the truest statement she ever said. She has gigantic, bro. I actually have an Anya Taylor-Joy action figure. Let me grab it real quick.
Dude, you have the okay. Oh, that is so dumb. He's holding up just a giant alien action. Why do you have that in your room?
Why not?
That's scary.
Do you want the quick story behind it? Quick story behind it. My mom collects dolls. She bought that for herself, and turns out she's allergic to the material it was made out of. So I called dibs.
What?
Yeah.
Megan moment.
Yeah.
Anyways, she, all right, her eyes are not that big. Okay.
She looks like an alien. She looks like an alien.
You know what? No.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Hey,
She's
it's
great.
not a bad thing.
I'm defending her. All right.
All right.
I'm defending her.
I'm not okay. I think I'm being too harsh, but anyway, you can continue.
She is like, you know, I'm full. Can I get it to go? And he was like, yeah, boxes it up for her, gives her a goodie bag. It's it's $9.99. She tips him 1 cent and then leaves. Gives him a 10. She heads out, hops on. Oh, we forgot to mention the false marshal. I mean,
it's fine.
It's fine. Hops on a boat that some fake cop came by with, and starts going away. If I was anyone else in the restaurant, I'd be like, "Can I get this to go also?"
Right. I was expecting like probably one of the business guys to be like, like, you know, like,
yeah,
trying it out too. But I think at that point, everyone for some reason was like on board with it.
On board with dying.
Because like they all said yes, chef at the end.
Yeah, they said I love you, chef at the end.
Yeah.
They were, because apparently something happened where everyone just agreed with him now.
Right.
Like, so kind of some of my complaints is like everyone's motives just kind of changes at the end. It's a cool scene. It's very midsummer ending type thing. Yeah. And I will say, didn't make much sense for the characters.
I think it would have been better if they were just kind of like accepting it, not going along with it. You know, like if they just were like defeated and were just like, I mean, this is how it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But they like them saying "I love you, chef" kind of tipped over into like why, but you know, it's too late in the movie to really take away from it.
And the reason I say it's kind of like Saw is because he has them there for a reason. There's a scene where he prints something of them on a tortilla, something bad that they did. So for the director, it was a terrible movie he was in. For the 3 business guys, it was because they were embezzling funds. For the guy, it was because he was cheating. He cheated on his wife with Anya Taylor-Joy.
In the most disgusting way possible.
And I'm not even. We're not
for a podcast.
We're not even gonna mention it. Yeah,
I wasn't gonna like get in detail.
Yeah. So everyone everyone sort of did something bad. The girl didn't do anything. That was the director's assistant, and neither did the wife of the guy who cheated on her.
I mean, she forgot what they had. That's about it. She forgot what she had at the restaurant.
True.
Like,
the girl's the only reason. And he even said, "Sorry, you had stuff to die."
Yeah, like they kind of point out that, like, this guy's not the most sane person. Not everyone's. This isn't Saw. Not everyone's gonna have a reason.
Right.
Like,
but everyone then all of a sudden, after trying to run away and screaming and on board with the cops, just decides to willingly have a suit, like a shirt of marshmallows put on them, a chocolate hat, and graham crackers all over the floor.
graham
And
cracker.
yeah, and the chef goes, grabs some hot coal or like wood from the oven that's on fire, stands in the middle after they poured alcohol all on the floor underneath the table and on people's legs, and lights himself on fire along with everybody else because they're the s'mores, they're a part of the menu. And kaboom! It explodes, and Anya's boat dies in the middle of the water, and she sits down, starts eating her burger and looking at the fireworks, which is her friends that she made along the way. No, but yeah.
The real menu was the friends who were burned alive along the way.
And then that's it. And it's roll credits.
Yeah. Real quick, to get into my actual main issue, there are no fatal flaws in this movie. Believe it or not, that Hungry House thing was it is a piece of place, but I'm not that upset about it. My real thing was, I do wish it was a little bit longer. I kind of wish that we got at least one or two more kills of like the actual customers themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, it's interesting, but the only customer to actually die is the guy who kills himself, which is probably the best kill in the movie. But like, I kind of wish there was a little bit more like actual like like intrigue in action. I mean,
and the movie's pretty tame on its gore too, which I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it was going to be
like, yeah,
we thought it was going to be like a cannibalistic movie.
Yeah, we thought that like the thing at the end was like, ooh, they're eating people, but
no, it wasn't. But I think we covered all we did. You got any last things you want to say?
Just to summarize, it's a great movie that if you go in with the right mindset, you're gonna really, really have a fun time with. And my biggest complaint is that it was too short, which is usually, it left me wanting more, which isn't the worst thing in the
In
world.
the words of Gene Kuznow from Barry, you gotta leave them wanting more, not less.
And unlike with an actual menu, that's not the worst thing in the world with a movie. Because like, if you leave a restaurant hungry,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
What
about you, Ben?
Well said. Well said. My only issues come with just the change of all the characters, like motivation and like their what they were doing at the end. But it still looked cool. It still was cool. It was what you said. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. You need to. It's go with friends. This is like such a good like friend movie. Like, go in wanting to have fun. Go in wanting to laugh. If you're expecting something extremely serious, then you're not gonna like it. You really won't, because it's not what it is. Other than that, though, I think that's it. We don't got a movie lined up for next week, so we're just gonna see what. I know I'm seeing Glass Onion next week. But I don't know
I don't know if we are or not. I'll try, but with Thanksgiving, it probably won't end up happening.
You're good. I say Black Friday is going to be your easiest day to go. So
I don't know, because I don't know. We'll see. That's a discussion for off the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Either
throwing
way,
it back to you guys. What did you think? Put in the comments. Hey Ben, where can they find us? If they want to listen to more episodes.
Spotify.
Yeah.
What did you think? Apple Podcasts. We're on there now.
Nice.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
.com/.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I don't know if that's the URL.
I don't think that's it, but
I
type
think
down
it's
what did you think. Sort it
/
by.
at what did you think?
Yeah, we're at 5 subscribers right now, so let's see.
We are. If you really want to be able to find us, look up what did you think, and then one of the movies that we've done. That still probably won't work. It depends. I don't know.
You can sort it by channels. Check me out on my Instagram at what did you think reviews. I also have a link to Anchor FM, which has all of our connections of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So that's the easiest way to find all of our stuff. And you can also listen to episodes directly from there. Thank you, Anchor.
If you want
not
more,
a sponsor yet, but
if you want more specific numbered things, Ben and I both have letterboxes to where we put our reviews at.
Yes.
Yes.
As for that, we will see you guys in the next one. I forgot to.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.